so much for the opportunity to film here at the Hotel Diplomat this morning. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Of course, my name is Suna, and I'm one of the partners here at the Hotel Diplomat. I work primarily with our sales and revenue department.
Okay, and the Hotel Diplomat is a hotel in Stockholm, and what's your USP?
Well, we're a family-owned hotel, third generations, that are working here within the Diplomat. I think one of our main USPs is definitely our location. You know, located in the heart of Stockholm with breathtaking views over the harbour of Stockholm, as well as the actual product. You know, it's a very high-end product. We constantly work on making sure that we're on top of the line. So it's that mix of location and as well maintaining a very beautiful and accurate product.
Okay. Today we're talking about why Scandinavia is a good place to export. What do you feel is good about the Scandinavia, and why do you feel is a good place to be looking at exporting?
Exporting to or?
Exporting from the UK to Scandinavia.
Oh, right. Well, you know, I've lived in London for 5 years, so
that's why your English is very good.
I can definitely, you know, notice or see the difference. But I think, you know, Stockholm is really a dynamic city. It's growing, and the Scandinavian way of life and how we work obviously has kind of a success recipe to it, because our economy is doing really well. You know, our city, Stockholm, has been growing constantly during the past year. So I think it's that Scandinavian mentality, and also just our way of life that's quite appealing to a lot of people. And obviously for our part in the hotel sector, we see a huge influx of corporate travelers, seeing that we're kind of you know, really grounding ourselves as the financial centre in Scandinavia.
Absolutely. With regards to the people who obviously come to stay at the Hotel Diplomat, and also because you're part of the community here, what trends do you see in businesses coming, or what trends do you see going on for the last 2-3 years?
I can see two trends. I can see that corporate is increasing slightly. I see a huge increase in leisure. More people throughout the world are traveling. And after they've done kind of the mega cities such as London, Paris, New York, they start to venture out to the kind of secondary cities such as Stockholm. So we're seeing a huge increase in leisure travelers, but as well a shift in segmentation within the corporate segment. So a lot of the main banks and financial institutes are moving out from the city centre to kind of the outskirts of Stockholm, probably because of lower rents, etc. And instead they're being replaced by IT companies, so the likes of Spotify. And that also means a shift in kind of the clients that we get from the traditional bankers staying here to kind of the techies. So with that also comes a different way of, you know, servicing our guests, because their expectations are quite different from the traditional bankers and lawyers that, you know, have been the main bulk of the business during the past years.
Okay, well, thank you so much for doing this,
you.
and also for the opportunity to obviously film within the hotel this morning as well.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you.
Also, I've been working today for the Association of Chemical Industries, and I've been working in the pharmaceutical sector for many, many years.
You previously worked for AstraZeneca for half your life, you told me before.
Even more than half of my life. I was head of process research there in Sweden.
So we're here today to talk about exporting into Scandinavia. Why do you specifically feel that it's a good sector, or a good industry, or a good place really for people to be looking at exporting here?
We're a very innovative country, actually. We are rated by the highest every year, more or less. We have one of the most highly rated medical universities, like Karolinska. And I think in that sense, since we're very innovative, we have an ease of being early adopters. And I think that's good when you start something, that you have a go at this country. Being one of the things that strikes me the first in terms of the life science sector is that there's a lot of available good scientists right now, in terms of, because of the downsizing, and that gives an opportunity still for some time. And it's a fantastic country in terms of raising children. I think it's one of the best in the world, actually.
And we've also just won the best non-native English-speaking country as well.
All right. I thought it was Holland.
No. We've just regained from Denmark the best non-speaking native country.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, being in Britain for some time as well, you have your public footpath. I mean, we have the whole environment open to you. So the allemansrätten is something really fabulous with this country, and there's a lot of space.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
My name is Maria Eriksson. I'm the Business Development Manager for Journal of Chemistry and Biotechnology / Kemivärlden Biotech. And I'm also the initiator of a lot of international annual events.
Okay. You obviously work for Mentor, which is a bigger organisation that has many, many magazines.
Yes.
Could you just explain a bit about those other magazines as well for the viewers this morning?
Yes, we are covering most of the industries that actually is here in Sweden. And I mean, I think we have about 25 magazines, and all the magazines, they are running their own events. And they have news portals, very up-to-date, and newsletters.
Okay, great. We're talking this morning about obviously exporting to Scandinavia. Why do you think it's a good area to be looking at for businesses from the UK?
I mean, a lot of things are happening now in Scandinavia, and especially in Sweden, I would say. Firstly, we have a huge competence here. We have a big tradition of innovation, and we also have a quite big tradition of making international business. And what's actually happening now is that after the closure of AstraZeneca's R&D facilities in Lund and in Södertälje, there are a lot of new opportunities coming up. New seeds are growing.
Yes.
So there are a lot of startups in the biotech and pharma that really creates big interest in the Nordics and especially in Sweden.
Absolutely. And what trends do you also see for Scandinavia from different business sectors coming to Sweden specifically in Stockholm? We have the IT sector, we have the pharma business, we have life science. What trends and also what countries also do you see looking at Scandinavia?
I think the countries looking at Scandinavia, they're both. I mean, for example, the US. There actually is a big interest in investing in those companies. Yes. I mean, from non-European regions coming and looking at us. And of course, there are, other European countries, they want to, go to Sweden and Scandinavia as well for making investments, as I said, for the new companies that has been started here now. I would say that we are also quite good at speaking English, and we're very prestigeless, and this makes it quite easy to get in contact with Swedish persons, and also to start to make business with them. And we are quite easygoing here.
My name is Courtney Landine. I'm the owner of a company called Living Healthy Happy, which is dedicated to helping families achieve balance through good nutrition, proper exercise, and healthy sleep habits.
Okay, and you're originally from the US?
I am. I'm from Colorado.
And how long have you lived in Sweden for?
About 3 years now.
Okay. What we're obviously here this morning to talk about is about exporting to Scandinavia. Why specifically here have you chose to start the business that you've had? Because you obviously saw this niche within the market and brought it over from the US. So could you talk a little about that as well?
Yeah, so basically this type of care for families is quite popular in the US, and so when I was raising my daughter, I kind of realized that there wasn't a whole lot of care at this level for families and support, and so what I wanted to do was offer that support and that community for families, and that's why I basically started what I'm doing right now.
Okay, and also how have you found with the local community to network and also get yourself established? You recently just done Underbara Barn, which was at the Stockholm Massan. Do you want to talk a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, I think going to Underbara Barn, it's one of Stockholm's biggest child fairs, and it was really great to meet other small companies, because in Scandinavia there are so many other just smaller companies. There are very few large companies, to tell you the truth. And so it was really great to network and develop real friendships with people, and to be able to be in the same market and be able to offer our customers a lot more. So that was a huge, huge opportunity, and I think a lot more smaller companies are going in that direction with coming together and being able to offer customers more within the industry.
Absolutely. Scandinavia is most certainly a place that you have to meet people locally and actually, do coffee with them and actually talk a lot more. It's always good to actually get to meet people face to face. And I suppose Underbar Barn was a great opportunity for you to do that.
Yes, I think in many cultures, a more face-to-face time is something that develops more of a relationship. But here in Scandinavia, it is so important. It's probably the biggest part of doing business is sitting down. Email's great, phone's great, but you can only develop that relationship face to face. And that's how I've developed a lot of my relationships with people and companies, because you take that time to develop those. And that's the best part about Scandinavia, actually, is because you can truly develop that work / friendship with someone else in another small company.
Absolutely. And also the great thing about obviously Stockholm and the community here, it is really quite small. Everybody is very well connected as well, which is really easy to meet people and network.
Thank you. My name is Jessica Dörling-Grittberg, and I work for To Stockholm. And To Stockholm is a company who works partly in Stockholm but in Sweden, working with diplomats and expats and foreigners, trying to make them feel at home here in Sweden.
Okay. The reason why we're obviously talking about today people wanting to look at Scandinavia to export, do you see any trends or within your business? Why do you feel that it's a good place to be looking to actually export as a sector or a market here?
Well, I feel always when I speak to my customers, they do feel very much at home in Sweden. Swedes have a tendency of learning Swedish from a very young age. So they speak a very good English, and that is of course very helpful when you come to a new country to be able to speak with people in the country. So the English language is of course a great plus. And then things are fairly easy. You have a low crime rate. It's wonderful when it comes to nature. There's a lot to do for everybody, both for children and grown-ups. So that means a lot to those who move to Sweden.